What coaches on the offensive side of the ball? I wonder who didn't like Mayo a year ago.
Probably. He's not here now.
No, I think he comes on this radio station, though, from time to time.
I think that's true. He might be a head coach at in the college ranks.
Yeah. College in Boston.
It does check out, though, because remember how it was sort of awkward at like the press conference when they were talking about coaches and replacements? I think it was the first Mayo Kraft one. They asked him about the offensive coordinator, and it's like, no, not him. It's like, who it is, I don't know, but it's not him. Basically, it's like, no, there will be a change. Remember, it was worded somewhat weirdly, which is kind of consistent with how the whole season has been with Mayo.
Yeah, we should have seen it coming.
But it was something like, which I thought was the right move, like to move on from Bill O'Brien. But like the way that it was worded was like, I don't know, is he so much worse at his job than you are at yours? Like, what are you doing?
I'm starting to wonder with Mayo if things are like even worse than we realize over there.
Possible.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because he was openly just apparently flaunting that he knew he was the next head coach down the stretch while Bill was still coaching out
like
the string.
He was Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he felt like he was above it all. He could do whatever he wanted. He's a made guy. I'm the next coach here. And obviously he did no thinking or planning about how he was going to coach this season.
No.
So like that rubbed people the wrong way. And then as Bedard tells it, and it's Jones and Keefe on WEEI, you just heard the clip. As Bedard tells it, he'd get into these meetings and be like, we're good on our side.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Which, like, he's not even the coordinator.
No.
You're not even the guy on that side of the ball.
The inside linebacker coach.
It's really Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's kid is the one calling the plays.
That's right.
And he's the one going, yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing,
we're
good over here.
We're doing pretty great over here, guys.
Which is a joke. Yeah. And so I'm starting to wonder, it's bad
That's outside. Like Sam Hauser would be like, we're the best team in the league, aren't we, guys? We're doing pretty great. Champions. Right. I don't even mean to take a shot at Sam Hauser, right? Like, that's sort of the same thing.
Yeah, Sam Hauser catching strays.
Yeah,
wow.
My bad, Sam.
But the idea that it's really bad outwardly, like the record's really bad, the PR of it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Mayo has to correct himself all the time. Then you get the cuts him on the sideline doing nothing, and you're like, this is terrible. I wonder if it's worse in the building than we realize.
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, we'll see what happens, because when things were getting a little hot, it's funny how we heard about, remember for like a 2-week span, we heard about the wide receiver coach.
Yep.
We're going to blame the wide receiver coach for this mess.
No, Van Pelt's been blamed. Tyler Hughes has been blamed. Marcus Covington has been blamed.
Rothstein's been blamed.
Rothstein is now getting blamed. Yes, good one.
Right.
Yes.
So like there's like these emerging kind of one-off scapegoats. Nobody's lost their job or anything. A few players have, but no member of the coaching staff or whatever has. But if they finish the year 3-14, I can't imagine they're bringing everybody back. So it'll be interesting to see like who they put the blame on for this season.
Well, and how antsy are the Crafts? We talked about this yesterday. If Vrabel's really available this offseason, and he should be, is there a real chance they look at it and go, we should have brought in Vrabel last year. Somebody's going to hire him. This is our chance. Mayo's not working out. Let's go get Vrabel.
I think it's possible. I wouldn't bet on that. Like I think Mayo's back, but I think that I would open the door to that.
So how hands-on are the Crafts, though, after some of these games? Tommy Curran had a sit-down with Jerod Mayo. I've heard a few of the clips. One of them he said, basically echoed something he said earlier in the year. I suck right now, guys, but the biggest leap for a player is year 1 to year 2. I'll be way better next year.
Definitely.
Which, keep your fingers crossed, he'll be back.
Definitely.
Tyquan Thornton got so much better year 1 to year 2.
So they might go from 3 to 5 wins?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. 4 is better.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Jalen Polk looks bad as a rookie, but he's going to be really good next year. That's basically what Mayo's saying.
Best hands in the league.
So this other clip, though, I've read, I've not fully heard it, so I'm curious how it sounds. But this is a sit-down that Tommy Curran had with Jerod Mayo about the Crafts and how involved they are after some of these games.
How does it go after a game? Do they say,
I set this up poorly. Time out. This might have been your question that you asked to Curran that he turned around and asked to Mayo. Listen to this question.
How do you like that?
Listen to this.
How does it go after a game? Do they say, why didn't you go for 2? Is it that blunt, or what was the thought process?
We always debrief the games, and they're very. They just want to know at least my thought process, and they absolutely, just like the fans, sometimes don't agree with the way that the game is going. Obviously, when you lose games, the questions are plentiful.
Pointed.
Very pointed. That's right.
Plentiful.
That's right. And again, though, as the head coach, I have to be able to answer those questions. And my job is not only to protect the coaches, but also protect the players. And that's why I try to take 100% accountability.
This is all on me, guys.
Does he take 100% accountability?
He does not.
I don't think so at all.
No,
not even close.
I don't think so.
How about that? So the Crafts are peppering him after all these games. They're like,
good.
Why didn't you? No, I mean, I agree. Good. But that can't be a good thing. You're getting called in after every game and going, why didn't you go for 2?
Yeah.
Why were you running the ball here? Why weren't you doing X, Y, and Z?
To make a long season longer.
That doesn't sound like a coach who's on firm footing.
But you know, yesterday we were bringing up just the owners in the city, and how obviously Kraft and Henry, there's a lot of similarities, like a lot of winning, but then also a lot of like non-spending. One thing that's very different about the two, like if after every game Kraft is like, "Why'd you do this?"
Yeah.
Does John Henry even know what the record is
Good
of
point.
the team?
That's a good point.
But I'm not trying to like prop up Kraft for that. I'm just saying like, hey, if you care that much about it, wouldn't you also invest more money in it?
Right.
Whereas like Henry's like, I don't know, what did we get this month from the Penguins, from Liverpool, from NASCAR, from the Red Sox? Let's look at that. I don't think he's like, hey, Alex Cora, why did you take out,
No.
Chris Martin when you did?
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think he knows any of the players.
Yeah.
Whereas like Kraft obviously is at every game, or just about at every game, and clearly cares. So like if you think there's a chance where maybe there could be change, like that's what it would have to be. It would have to be an owner who is really into it and like wants to know why you're making these decisions.
So some of the other coaches, at least a year ago, and Bill's one of them, it sounds like Bill O'Brien was another, if I had to read between the lines, didn't like Mayo. His bosses now, after all these losses, are coming in and asking him, why'd you do X, Y, and Z?
And I can't imagine after every one of those. So there's been, 10 losses already?
Uh-huh.
So I can't imagine after every loss, they're like, oh, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
why didn't you go for 2?
Well, he's so good at-
we thought we were going to go for overtime.
He's so good
Oh.
explaining it in front of the media, Keefe,
Yeah.
when he's had time to think about it. Imagine how he is when he's getting peppered by his bosses.
Does a great job.
So
yeah.
does that sound like a guy who's back? I mean, to me, not really.
Yeah.
And I think it was noteworthy. I'll keep reiterating. I think it was noteworthy. Curran told us earlier this week he thinks Elliot Wolf is on firmer ground than Jerod Mayo.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a noteworthy adjustment from Tom Curran.